Alright, Shalom. Start
So
source by giving all praise to Yahweh Shem
how
Shai.
about Shem Shai?
Double honors to Apostle GMS and honors to brothers that are doing the work in truth, war, sincerity. His brother got his Mark from GMS London Cup. I'm with brother
Yakanan.
Yeah, we basically watched the documentary 13. I know it's been out for a while. But basically just if you ever needed a reminder, showed you that Esau is the devil, the perfect devil like that, right? But you got anything to say as well on that?
Yeah, man, like we were watching the documentary and pretty much, man, like it just stirred up our emotion, man, because that righteous indignation, because, watching this documentary, it shows you how basically the whole system, in Babylon mainly is just set up to just trap Jake, man,
Yeah,
in an everlasting snare that he can't get out of, man.
yeah,
So it just like proves to you more and more that Esau's the devil, like the brother said, and it also proves to you that there's no way out of this except from the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. If it's not for Yahweh Shem Yahushai, we're screwed, man. We will literally remain in this situation forevermore
yeah,
if it
man.
weren't for Yahweh Shem Yahushai.
Can't but here is what the scripture says. That it says Zephaniah 3:8 says, "Therefore wait ye upon me, saith
Mm,
Yahweh, until the day that I rise up to the plate." Like you got a lot of these, and in the documentary they bring up things like the Black Panthers, this, that, and the other.
yeah,
Organizations not set up to do anything, really and
can't.
truly, because they wanted to use Esau's blessing against them, but that's not Israel's blessing. So basically it's Bob was making the point, how are we gonna get out of this situation? Only we're gonna get out of this situation is through Yahweh Shem Yahushua, because we're in a
That's right.
dire situation. We're meditating on it. If Trump does something crazy and say, Chicago, because we've seen the tanks, we've seen the images of what's happening in Chicago right now, right? Trump does anything crazy, right, and then Jake's tried to rise up. All they gotta
Mm,
do is drop one bomb. No matter how many guns these Jakes think
can't,
they have,
can't.
no matter how much weaponry they think they have, Esau will just annihilate them. We have no, we're prisoners of war.
Can't.
Right?
And let me bring a quick scripture out, Baba Kashar.
Yeah.
This is Isaiah chapter 42 and verse 22. And it says, "But this people robbed and spoiled, they are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses, man." So ultimately, through reading this, you know that this is all prophecy, man. These things had to come to pass because we didn't keep the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father. So when we were led into captivity, into the so-called white man's land, which is Babylon, this is the stuff that we would have to fulfill, man. This is the prophecy that we would have to fulfill, man. It's a giant prison house. You Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans fill up the majority of those prison houses, man. And it's actually big business over there as well. Like doing a little research into it and watching the program as well, they show you that it's $1 billion industry, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And they actually tell people if you want to invest in anything, invest in these private prisons, man,
Yeah. Because that's
because people are making a killing.
it's like everyone said. That's another point that was brought out in the documentary. The fact that
Yeah,
the prison system breaks, what do you call it? Breaks the tradition of most businesses, i.e., the prison system will constantly make money, right? Just
yeah,
like your drug system in truth, because none of these drug companies actually make you better. Their aim is to kill you, right? Just
can't.
with these prison systems, their aim is to basically keep people coming into the system, into the system, and into the system, because that's what feeds the system. That makes money.
Yeah. And also you had like there's a lot of different independent companies that are making money out of the prison
Yeah,
system as
making
well.
a
I
killing.
mentioned in the documentary. Like you have the telephone companies, you got the pharmaceutical companies as well. You got the shipping companies that ship to and fro to the jails.
Yeah.
All those
Hey,
companies
you
and all
got the
those
jail
industries.
companies themselves, the CCA
Yeah,
corrections something of America.
yeah. Can't.
Hey, and you remember the point as well, right at the end, right? You've got the
Mm,
bail system, the bail something of America as well, making a killing,
yeah,
right? And then
can't.
what was one of the things they suggested in that, man? basically saying, right, the statement that was made was, we've all of a sudden it's changed from let's get people into jail to let's get
Mm.
people out of jail. But the thing is, we've got to track
Can't.
them. Why? We've got to track them with the GPS system, and we know what that is, man.
Yep. RFID, man.
That RFID chip.
Can't. Also, there was a part where they were basically mentioning how how the laws are actually set up to trap Jake in the first place,
Yeah,
man.
that's right.
They have the free strike law as well
Yeah,
over there. Free strikes and you're out. And many of the people, or the Jakes, Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans in the prisons, haven't even been convicted yet, but they've been held there for up to 5 years, man. So it just shows you that they just want to hold Jake there and eventually just wear Jake out, man, until he's dead in prison, man.
can't.
You know?
Hey, on that point you said, because it was the tactic they use is basically they'll get a Jake out, man, and then they'll be saying they won't charge him, or rather they'll charge him and say, look, if this goes to trial, you're facing a mandatory minimum. Now America,
Yeah,
that's not really something you get in England. In America, you
can't.
get mandatory minimums, whereby the law says if you commit X crime, you can get, let's say, 20 years for it. So the guy's
Yeah,
like, they basically offer the guy a plea bargain, and they'll be like, look, you do 3 years,
can't.
right? Just say you're guilty, do 5 years or whatever, or risk going to court and get 20 years, right? So
Can't.
basically, they give the guy the option, and that guy's looking at him thinking, shit, I'm innocent. But
Yeah,
if it's either 5 years or 20 years.
yeah. And you had the guy that they say he had the audacity
Yeah,
to
yeah, 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 yeah. To
he had the
reject their plea
audacity
back.
to
Yeah,
actually reject the plea. And then what did they do? They fucked him over anyway because
yeah.
they're like, "Why are you rejecting it for? You're supposed to take it, man."
Mm.
Because they don't want no ways out for you. They want you to confess to something that you haven't even done, man.
Yeah, hey, because
Right? That's what they expect you to do by default. If they see any nigga trying to use their head, man, they're gonna get upset and angry, man, and they're gonna fuck you over anyway, man.
that's
So
right.
it's a lose-lose situation,
That's right. That's right.
you know.
That's right.
This is Isaiah chapter 10 and 1. It says, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they have prescribed," man. So that's a perfect example of the unrighteous decrees and the grievousness that Esau is prescribing among our people, man. For you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, that's what you're subject to over there in the States, man. Right? All kinds of madness. And even over here, too, there's a lot of Jakes locked up in prison over here
That's right.
for stuff they haven't done as well, man. But it's just on a smaller scale here. But, we're going to be coming to a time when that stuff is going to start increasing, man, because private prisons is something that's increasing all over the world, man. You know?
Yeah, hey man, like Bob was saying about Slack. The point literally just flew out my mind. Slack, yeah.
God, that's all right, but I got a scripture, Ezekiel 35 and verse 5. It says, "Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity um, had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee." So look, man, like you crackers, man, you Edomites, you're gonna pay for what you're doing to Jake, man.
That's right.
Now a
Hey,
lot of those guys in the prison houses, yeah, they're gonna be of the 2/3, man. A lot of them. But you know what? Some of them are gonna be of the elect too, man. Just because you're in prison don't mean you can't be of the elect. So some of them are gonna come out and they're gonna execute judgment on you in that day, man. When the lights go out and Yahweh Shem Yahshai comes back and those gates fly open, man. Men coming out of them jails are gonna execute vengeance on you Edomites, man.
that's right.
You know?
That's right. That's right.
What
Hey,
you gonna
and
say,
then
huh?
it goes also for all of these heathen nations. All of these heathen nations have had a hand in basically putting Jake into some kind of subjection, right? And
Yeah,
they've all got a price to pay for that, man. The land cannot be
can't,
cleansed of the blood that's spilled in that land, but by shedding of the blood of God. Basically, you get the reference I'm trying
can't,
to make. Get my words tight,
can't.
right? Um, what else? What else did they have? What else did they have? Right, another thing that they spoke on as well, that was notable, was the very fact that when you heard all the presidents speaking, They were all
Mm.
talking this whole nice speak. They were basically sending out their agenda in plain sight. The majority of the masses weren't able to process it. And I'll be honest, if
Yeah.
I was in that era, I wouldn't have been able to process it. Why? Because Trump has been saying the same things, and at the end they do this really amazing thing whereby they put Trump's voiceover and they show a whole load of clips from the old days. But no, in fact, I take that back because when Trump says "Make America Great Again," we know what he means. When was America great in the
Gone.
eyes of
Gone.
the so-called middle class? When Jake was in servitude, right?
Yep.
When
Yep.
when you get what I'm saying, man. When shit weren't good for Jake, right? And this is Deuteronomy
Gone.
28:49 says, "The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand." Now, it basically goes into at the time we didn't understand Roman. It's because first and foremost it's applied in the siege of Jerusalem 70 AD, then also in times of slavery. But even so now, because most Jakes don't understand the way Esau talks, man.
Gone.
Esau will give him an offer, like you were saying earlier on. Esau will give him an offer, say, "Oh, look, take this, then the other, and everything will be cool." Right, but Jake doesn't understand the ramifications of what it is if they say, "Yeah, alright, cool, I'll do it." They don't understand that if they
Yep.
take that plea bargain, regardless whether they're innocent or not, that they'll end up still having to do time. And then when they come out, it's gonna, they fill out a job application. Are you a convicted felon? Yes, you're not getting a job.
Yep.
Fill out a housing application. Are you a convicted felon? Yes, you're not getting a house. Fill out
Gone.
health insurance. Are you a convicted felon? Yes, you're not getting health insurance, etc., etc., etc. Jake just doesn't know understand how to roll an Esau system. Why? Because it wasn't
Gone.
designed for Jake.
Gone. Gone. Hey, and another thing they mentioned in that documentary is that they also used prisoners for cheap labor as well,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, that's
You
right,
know,
that's
for
right.
a lot of companies around the world, you got them making designer handbags and stuff, man,
Yeah,
working for 40 cents an hour, which is what probably like what 20p in our currency, man,
yeah,
20p an hour, something like that. That's some madness, man. So it just shows you that it's just big business, man. Is real big business, and that goes back to the book of Daniel where it says, they're wearing out the saints of the Most High, man.
mm,
That's literally what they're doing. If you see the images of them actually, working out there in the fields and that, and in these factories, it actually looks like they're back in slavery, man.
yeah. It does, it
You
does,
know,
it does.
it actually looks like it. I
Just,
look, I
just
went
with,
on Google
just
and
with
that. Yeah,
modern hardware.
can't with the black stripes in that. Just got different garments, but you still got the officer there watching over them.
Yeah.
Just the same setup how it was back in the day, man. So nothing has really changed, man. You know?
Right, this is precepts of Ecclesiastes 3:15 says that which hath been is now, and that which is
Mm,
to be hath already been, and the Most High requireth that which is past. Basically talking about reincarnation, how things repeat themselves and repeat themselves and repeat themselves. Like the brother was saying, when you see these seeds, it's literally like a scene from a slave film. Just like, you have maybe a tractor helping along as well. And maybe,
yeah,
master can't just buck break, but here it is, the way that the prison system is designed, master no longer does the buck breaking, but you basically have a Jake that is so fucked up in his mind that he'll come and buck break you instead. Well, what do
gone.
you have in those prisons? You've got Jake and you've got the Latin tribes, man.
Yeah,
Right? And also the fact that Esau in his media portrays Jake to be a criminal. Right? So it's easy for a jury to just say, yeah, he's a nigga, he probably did it anyway. Right? And what else? Just in terms of getting stopped
mm,
and searched, man. Like I remember hearing
gone.
the statistics that you're 5 times more likely to be stopped or arrested if you're so-called black man. Because
Yeah,
if you're a Jake, that's just what it is. And they showed the statistics about how Jake make up, what was it, 6% of the 4% of the population, but like
yeah,
40% of the jail population. Now when you do the
gone.
math, say we're 5 times more likely to be stopped. And hey man, we hear cases all the time where Edomites get caught, they get off scot free. Hey
Yeah,
man, there was an article even in the UK yesterday, man. Basically, a woman, a Polish chick, slapped a policeman, slapped what do you call it? Slapped a bouncer, called about the bouncer black son, called the policeman well white, this, that, and the other, basically a British scum or something like that. Right,
Mm,
was kicking at police, verbally abusing police, this, that, and the other, and she got off scot free. The best part of scot free.
can't. And that happens a lot, man. You get these instances where Esau can do the most disgusting and inhumane things and actually get away with it, man.
Hey man, you
You
had Salaki to cut you. If you had the guy that
can't.
Edomite man, he recorded himself raping a 2-year-old J baby and got
Yeah, I
off, man.
saw that one.
He
Can't.
got
I saw that
off.
one. I can't. And you'll get a Jake going to a corner store. He's hungry, steal a carton of milk and bread, and he'll get locked up for life, man.
Yeah, yeah,
That's the circumstances Jake is living under. They don't see that this so-called white man is the devil. They still want to flip him, revel in his image and worship him like he's a god, man. They don't see the injustices, man. But hey, they're gonna see it when Yahweh Shem Shai returns, man.
that's right.
You know. This is Psalms 37. If you ain't got nothing after this arc, we'll close on this one. But this is 32, 37 and 32. And it says, the wicked watcheth the righteous and seeketh to slay him. That's literally what's happened, man. This is why Esau is doing all of these things, because really he wants to make you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans extinct, man. He
That's
doesn't
right.
want you to exist anymore. He wants you wiped off of the face of the earth, man.
Huh.
Right? It says, the Lord will not leave him in his hand, nor condemn him when he is judged. Wait on the Lord and keep his way, man. So it says, wait on the Lord and keep his way. Keep those laws, statutes, and commandments. Keep the faith in Yahweh Shem Shai, man. And he's going to exalt you in the end, as it tells you in the scripture. And he shall exalt thee to inherit the land. And that land is talking about Israel, man. When the wicked are cut off, thou shalt see it. And we are going to see it when the wicked are cut off, man.
That's right.
Pursuant to the book of Obadiah, they're going to be extinct forever, man.
That's
Because
right.
the so-called white man, you Edomites, right, known in the Bible, you're going to be completely extinct, man, right? Because you're going to pay for all these crimes that you've done against the children of Israel, right? You got anything else, Art?
Yeah, this is Zechariah 11 and 4. It says, thus saith the Lord my power, Yahweh my power, feed the flock of the slaughter, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And
Mm-hmm.
Esau used various methods, right? Because that's one of the things that is basically said in that documentary, that the way that Esau will do, and will say legislation, he'll basically make legislation that they know will affect Jake, and then put Jake in
Okay.
dire straits, and ultimately in this instance, put in the context of this documentary, put Jake in prison system, right? Says, and hold themselves not guilty, and they that sell them say, blessed be Yahweh, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. Because right now it looks like Esau's thinking, I put these niggas in slavery, I gave these niggas syphilis, I've been experimenting on these niggas, I've
Yep.
been doing this and that to these niggas, and their own power doesn't, doesn't pity them. Hey man, hey, it looks like, hey, good on me, man. What does the scripture
Okay.
say in, if I might, if I can get it,
Yeah.
Ecclesiastes 8 and 11, it says, because sense negates an evil work and not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. And you see that on a day to day, right?
Okay.
You see that on a day to day, whether it's wicked Jake or these Edomites, right?
Okay. Okay. And scriptures also tell you that the inner thought is that their house shall continue to ever.
Yeah, that's right.
So that goes back to back with the one you just brought out, man.
Yeah,
In his mind that he's going to be able to do all of this wickedness forever, and the Lord is not going to come back and redeem us, man. He's so confident in what he's doing, man.
yeah,
Right, but that confidence is going to be stripped away, man, for
that's right.
good.
That's right.
Yeah, returns, man, and that's what we, the hopeful elect, are waiting for, man.
That's
You
right, man.
know?
That's right, man. And I ain't got anything more. You got anything, bro?
No, no, that's just
Hey
about
man,
everything,
hey,
bro.
so just to close up, hey man, it's a real good documentary, man. It's been out for a while. I ain't
Okay.
watched it, but Spirit had us, I was with the brother the other day, we set it up, watched it. I was a good damn documentary, man. You
Yeah, it
know,
was.
um, it's because you really get to see Esau being the devil that he really is. If you ever needed any reminders, man. you see the way that this system is not set up for Jake whatsoever. But so hey, before I ramble on anymore, say, uh, you know, uh, all praises to Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, double honors Apostle
Praise
GMS,
I
and honor
double
to you
honors to the
brothers doing
apostles.
the work in truth, what sincerity. So shalom.